Well, I have decided to go ahead and spread some fertilizer. It's May the 15th. Thought about waiting, and I probably will on something. Most of it, I'll wait a little bit longer, but I want to go ahead and spread some here around the house that I can tram to, and then we can kind of compare that to what I fertilize in a couple weeks or whenever I do the rest, and see if there's any difference much in the growth and how it performs through the summer. I'll probably get caught up in things and not do a video on that aspect of it, but I'll try to. But anyways, we'll get started. My old fertilizer spreader's about rusted down. I don't know if I can get another year out of it or not. If I end up having to buy one, but we'll get started. Put down 175 to 200 pounds per acre is my plan. I think I'll just set you all over on the back of this truck. 500-pound hopper, thereabouts. You can get more than 500 in it. Just gotta be careful not to slosh it out. Going over here, started on this field. Across the road, I'm gonna finish it, and then go on out and start on the next field behind Red's house. These fields like this, I try to block off the sections and do them in sections instead of trying to go the long way through the field, because you'll end up getting lost. Keep up with where I'm being, doing it in small sections, going back and forth. Well, I got some of the fertilizer spread. I really need probably another ton, but I don't know. 1,000 pounds might would be enough. I'm gonna try to fertilize more of the fields this year than I have been. Really like to have another ton, but I don't know if I want to invest that much money into it. I don't know. I'll think on it and see. We'll probably get to all this spread that I've got, see what it covers, and decide from that, I guess. But I'll check back with you when we get into some more. Does any of y'all ever get into unexpected projects at unexpected times? It happened to me last night. Come down here to the shop. It's gonna be a little fire. It's kind of cool last night, just kind of, and rainy and stuff, to knock the dampness out of the shop and warm it up some and feed my cat and go back to the house. Well, I'd been noticing this 245 was getting wet down through here. Looked like diesel fuel, so I thought, well, I'll kind of look at that and see what's going on. So I got to checking it out, and I was like, well, I can't tell. I pulled the hood off, so pulled the hood off. I was like, well, still can't really tell. Had to pull the battery out. Probably could have done all this with just the battery out and not taking the hood off. But anyways, this fuel return line, if you can see it, you got one coming up from your injectors and one returning from your fuel filter, and they got a T and then goes into the tank. Well, that little plastic T had got brittle and broke. So it was just returning the fuel back onto the tractor, basically. And probably should replace the hoses, but I'm not going to at the moment. Just because I don't have any and I don't feel like going and getting any. But next time I'm out somewhere, I'll grab some fuel return line. That, I don't know what that is, 7/16 or something. But I'll get some to have, and we'll get in and replace it one day. But it's kind of one of them deals where we live. It's not like you just run out to the store and back real quick. So I'll go ahead and put it back together, and we'll tear it back apart if I need to one day. I can put it back together and tear it apart quicker than I can go get new fuel line right now. I'll just grab it when we're out. I'm getting a little concerned with this power steering hose right here. It's I need to replace these down here too. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to get them took off and take and get some made or something. because they're getting rough shape. But I want to get into putting this thing back together, I believe. Okay, got her put back together. I'll be sure and try to get me some fuel return line. Well, the wind's caught my door and blowed it open. It's not terribly cold outside today. It's a little bit cool though. But anyways, that one's ready to go for now. But I've got some things I have to get done. There's power steering lines for one, and I really need to change the hydraulic oil in it. Those are some things on my agenda. When they happen, I don't know, because I gotta find time to go get the hydraulic hoses and stuff made. But or maybe take them off and Dad could take them and drop them off and I go back and pick them up or something. I might check, see about ordering them from Massey Ferguson, see if they have any that's already made that you can still get. Might call them Monday and see. But we'll get into something else here in a minute. Okay. My camera keeps shutting off on me, telling me the battery's low, but it's got 60%, so I don't know why it's doing that. But anyways, I was checking this fertilizer spreader out, and where my gearbox bolts is starting to crack around through here. And the same thing on the other side, but a little worse. And it's cracked all the way around. I don't know if y'all can see it with the lighting, but it's cracked all the way around to there. So I'm gonna lay a piece of flat bar up here, weld to it, weld out here, and maybe that'll get me through the rest of what I have to do. And it's leaking oil out the top. Everything's just about rusted down on it. It's just time for a new one, but I'd like to get through this year with this one if I could. But I'm gonna just take a piece of flat bar, set up here, weld through there, weld through there. That's a piece that already was cut. I'm not gonna worry about cutting it to fit better. It'll be a little big, but that ain't gonna matter. So let's get started. It's pitted and rusty. I don't even know if it's going to weld. Tried to grind it. Pretty bad shape. got them little plates. They're welded here and welded there, so that'll hold it for now. Don't want my gearbox breaking off on me. I think the rest of it will hold up to finish. This Hobart Iron Man welder is a good welder for the money. Pretty good machine. I've liked it very well. But I'll get cleaned up here. Well, got all my fertilizing done. I only videoed a short little bit when I started up here that day. I didn't video the rest of it, cause it's pretty, you know, monotonous. It ain't like it's a lot of interest in watching me go through the field and throw fertilizer out. But took my tractor up and washed the spreader out good and everything. Her repairs to the gearbox held up. Old spreader's getting pretty rough shape, but who knows, it might make it another year. Might try it and see instead of spending $900 or $800 on a new one. But kind of the nature of the game. This fertilizer spreader was bought in 2010. And the way I remember that is Papa and Mama and Mom and Dad went together and bought it for me for Christmas one year. And at that time, you know, they wasn't terribly expensive. They was quite a bit, but they wasn't near what they cost now. But they bought it for me for Christmas. Well, just before Christmas that year, a few weeks before, is when Mama had her stroke, and she was in the hospital through Christmas and things, and we celebrated Christmas at my Aunt Judy's. Just a quick little thing, because Mama was actually in a coma during that time, but nobody was really in the mood or anything. But I remember they had it out in Judy's garage, and that's how I remember what year we got it. So it's lasted almost 13 years. Pretty good, I guess, when you think about it. Been used quite a bit and things. But anyways, if y'all will, please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.